Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. I hope that you're all doing well. Scorpio, this is going to be your January 2025 reads. All of the themes of 2025 are either published or are uploading as we speak, and they will all be finished. So if you have, obviously, I'm sure you have placements and other signs, those are all going to be available by the end of today. So long as technology agrees to work appropriately. So Scorpio, we're going to start off with you for the January 2025 reads. Finally getting a chance to get to those. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that's you, welcome to the channel as well. Scorpio, as always, thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, donated, booked readings. I've got to talk to so many of you over the weekend and into this new week. It's been amazing. I look forward to hearing from all of you as usual. So personal reads are open and available. Schedule is back full swing here. So if you're interested, you know how to do the thing. So as I was preparing to pull some decks out to do this for you, Scorpio, somebody, something around you trying to pull some fuck shit. Does it ever end? Probably not. I forget what the terminology I'm gonna call it of what spirit gave me was, but it was sly. It was I don't know. Somebody ain't acting right. I don't know how else to put it. Somebody ain't acting right. Surprise, surprise. So we're gonna get to it here. See what's going on. How this shows up for you. But January 2025. What's? I just keep shaking my head like, now what? Good fortune, Scorpio. Fortune cookie, fortuitous healing. This is good. This is good. There's a lot of questions though around spirit saying what that looks like. You may start to get things. I'm going to say things because I think it's going to vary for all of you. You weren't expecting. And it could be compliments. It could be, spirit said, money, grace, kindness. Things in the most simplistic form, Scorpio, that you are like, are you fucking with me? Unexpected things, positive things. So it feels positive to me. And it makes me feel like it's kind of highlighting maybe certain symptoms of feeling down and out. Maybe some of you, again, not a doctor, right? Say it all the time. Not a doctor, can't diagnose or prescribe or any of that stuff. But seasonal depression, perhaps even if you just struggle with depression in general, little things are building up to pick you up, right? It's just little gestures, little things. Some of you could have been a little cold, a little abrasive, a little like feeling some kind of way, like a bulldog kind of energy. But little things that you weren't expecting start to kind of pile in, take you by surprise, going, yeah, that's not too bad. I can get on board with that, or I wasn't expecting that to be the thing, right? Pluto and Aquarius, expect the unexpected. We don't see things coming. But I do feel like with that rose quartz, like it's bringing in a sense of calming the heart, relaxing the heart space, feeling better about things that some of you could be feeling a little resistant to feeling better. It sounds weird, right? But going, oh gosh, I'm okay. Things aren't coming to an end. Things aren't super scary to me. Like it's going to be okay. It's almost like some type of self-assurance that you're, self-soothing self-assurance you're giving yourself. But it's happening by way of little things happening outside of you. So again, kind, soft, sweet gestures. Even your environment. So I don't know, maybe some of you could have put like air filters in your house. I don't know, your environment. So your environment seems to be less irritating. Maybe you've saged, cleansed, vacuumed, dusted. I don't know. It feels environmental, both on an energetic level, physical level, and I don't know, maybe a substance sort of level as well. So I don't know, little things are starting to like build the pick-me-ups up for you, feeling a little more blessed maybe than usual in the most simplistic forms possible. So I don't know. So for some of you, I think all of you in some ways, you're going to get little hints of this. It makes life feel a little sweeter. Okay, it makes life a little sweeter, whatever that means for you. So what else for Scorpio in the month of January? Communication coming out with that fortune cookie energy. So I'm going to leave that sit there. We're going to revisit that in a second. The language arts, well, maybe we're going to visit this right now. The language arts, communication, Mercury energy. What is floating around in Mercury right now? I'm not even sure. Listen, you know, I did the reading for you guys for the week, right? And Spirit came in with this crazy, like, you're going to know who this person is because of X, Y, and Z, right? It was a whole thing. Scorpio, you could be looking at somebody and, pardon my French, but I'm just going to say it, going, don't be a dick. Like, I don't know. It's almost kind of like, you're not super shocked, but you're like, wow. Whoa. Okay. This could be some type, I don't want to call this an argument, Scorpio, but it's like you're very aware of a person's personality on how they do things or handle things. So again, I don't feel like you're shocked by whatever this is, but this sweetness that comes in otherwise for you over the month of January, you're getting to feel better. So as you're getting to feel better, you may, I don't know that you're becoming super sensitive to other people's like shitty ways of being or mouthy moments, but there's just something that's like, is that really even necessary? You're just kind of calling somebody or something out for exactly what it is. Okay? Perhaps in that particular phrasing. So, I don't know. There you go. With this dictionary too, the Spirit is also talking about dictation. Dictating the terms of something. There could be some questions or confusion around the writings of something, the meanings, the pronunciation, a particular aspect of something, of what it's containing. So there could be something in writing that is not clear. It could be left up for interpretation of a particular way of being. But ultimately, Scorpio, and I'm not tooting your horn here because, I'm like a biased Scorpio or something like that, but you see the truth in something, and you've called, this could be a repetitive situation in your life that you have called it for exactly what it is, and you are addressing it for just that. Like, I see this vision, right? I know what lays beyond the end of this, and where other people may have a hard time breaking it down to the truth of the matter, you are able to see right through it, right? It's becoming, when you look at these clouds, the mystical, right? It's hard to see through. You can't see anything through it. The light, the illumination, you may say something or bring to light an action that then clears the way to see, right? You can see right through that window. So it's cleaning up some inconsistencies, or cleaning up a false narrative to something, or something that has been made to look anything but for what it is. So it's like somebody's trying to create some kind of bullshit version of something, right? It's like to decipher the I don't know, the first word that comes to mind is T-O and then T-O-O, right? Like, what context are we using this in? Let's just be clear. To as in to do something, or I am going to accompany them to, right? It's additional. So there's something around the wording or the translation of English or whatever language you may speak that someone is trying to kind of twist and spin, and you're just like, who says that, right? Again, what a DH, right? Like, why are you saying, like, why are you going to be that way? So yeah, there's just something around that. So for Scorpio in the month of January, the book of knowledge, Scorpio, who knew? And then projection. Garnets and rubies could be important to you in the month of January. And I'm not sure what the, we'll call it hallmark birth gemstone is for Capricorn and Aquarius. I honestly have no idea. I never really followed those because they were just commercial, right? Some of you could be reading books, higher education, learning at this time, digging into Akashic Records, past lives, your North Node, your purpose, what you're striving for, educating yourself on deeper bases of knowledge for the purpose of completing a certain part of your life. Okay? So this is like, I'm going to say, hold on, closing out a particular cycle here in the month of January. January 29th is showing up significantly for you. Closing the books on something too. So this could be a learning method. This could be, it's like you're opening up one thing. It's giving me this feel from the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle that I have. It's ends and conclusions. And on that card, it shows a book, the chapter 1. The second book is closing. It's a conclusion. It's the end. So it's kind of like you're starting to open up a new chapter right before, or a new book right before something here is closing out. And I think that it has to do with a person or a karmic situation, Scorpio, that has been a mirror to you about yourself for a long time. And they've done their job. And they haven't done their job because they wanted to come in and teach you something to help you. That projection is they're coming to show you your own wounds. And I think that you've probably spent a period of 10 years maybe crying over a particular situation. It could be any time frame for you all, but that was the number that came in. That it's like crying over spilled milk, Scorps. I mean, we've all kind of put ourselves in that position at one point or another going, this could have been better. This sucked. You know, I'm not going to lie. I myself get there sometimes. I'm like, this is bullshit, but here we are. Now pull your big girl pants up, big boy pants up, them they, and keep moving, right? So I think that whatever this is, like the core point in which you were to learn is starting to kind of come in for you enough that it's like, if you were to, as a monkey, swing from one branch to the other, you've learned all you can to be as a part of this, I'm going to call it an emotional cycle. This is about emotional development for you. So now you're able to move past that and let go of that old connection or that old way of doing or being, so that you can now dive deeper with, I'm going to say, the next person. The air, like I feel like that when I say air, there's levels to this shit, right? I've said it how many times. What you were meant to learn with that karmic situation, you've learned, and there was a very deep part of the emotional validity of a particular subject in that realm that Spirit wanted you to become aware of. Again, it feels like it hits close to home, but you realize even the projecting that you may have been doing in a particular situation, and now consciously choosing not to partake in that, learning how to kind of unwrap yourself, unhook yourself, unfasten yourself from the gameplay, the projection back and forth, this back and forth energy, like closing that book, right? That end, that conclusion. You've learned all that you need to know about this person, this situation, the emotions from this standpoint. It's like, you know, in Mario, you go off to the next world, right? You're moving off to the next world and you're leaving that evil creature that you had to defeat at the end of level 2, world 2 or whatever they call those, I can't remember now. You've defeated that one. So now you're moving on into the next part of this game. This one, to me, Spirit is saying is fragile. So this could be dealings with a particular situation that may involve your own inner child, something that is a bit softer, something that is a little bit more innocent. But somehow there's the adult version of you that's somehow attached to that needs to be cleaned up. I don't think it's so much the projection from other people is maybe what you were needing for yourself that you could have been projecting onto others. I hope that's making sense the way I'm explaining this for you. But you are learning to kind of pick up the mirror now and look at yourself. It's like that person or situation that you're closing out. They've been mirroring very deepened karmic wounds to you. This is now, I feel like, cleaning up some wounds that happened in this lifetime for the purpose of resolving it. I will say this, I don't feel like it's going to take you real long. 16:16 on the clock, that's that tower moment. I don't think that it's going to take you a real long period of time to work through this, though, because I feel like it's something that has to do with generational curses, if you want to call it. It's not really a curse, but the generational traumas that you are just, I think you've always strived from a young age to do better at than maybe what your parents or whomever had given you. So with that, you're willing to work through it quickly, to work on yourself. It's holding yourself accountable, Scorpio, in your own right. So I think that this is going to be very healing for you. Rapid fire transmutation of that energy, Scorpio. That's what you do, right? Lots of pinks here. And I talked about ruby. I've talked about garnet. Rose quartz as well could be important. Anything pink, working with pink colors. We move into February, pink, red, and white, right? Valentine's Day. So those colors, pinks and reds, are going to be important, all surrounding love of thyself and love of others too. So January is going to be a real important, I'm going to call it a clearing cycle, but also a very deep cycle of specific awareness to your own parts that need to be healed. And again, I think that you've already worked on these things, Scorpio. It's just a matter of cleaning up the debris. I think that some things, there are parts of our lives that can be collateral, or we could become, and other things could become collateral damage to past situations, things that are broken, never meant for it to spill over into other places, but it has. And with that, I think you're realizing that and willing to change the direction of those things a little more rapidly than most. 1818. Fear, Spirit saying fear of repeating a cycle. Very important. Very, very important, Scorpio. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, Scorp, so sorry about that. So, yeah, this is cleanup, Scorpio. This is Spirit, end of the year cleanup. Thank you, Spirit. This emotional intelligence card says, how can you turn your biggest how can you turn your biggest regrets and disappointments into a powerful learning experience? I think that's prime example right there. Anything that has spilled over, you're becoming more aware and understanding of those situations. What did you learn? And I do think that you're going to transmute this energy rather quickly in the month of January, Scorpio. I think it's going to be really good for you. Spirit's saying it's also going to give you a clear perspective on what you want moving forward in life. So it's a big deal. It's a real big deal for you. All right, what else for Scorpio in the month of January? I just did a reading for Pisces. They were the last ones I did for the theme of 2025. Spirit had asked me to pull a card for them for their purpose. This celestial channel came out for them. The only card that came out of the deck for them for that, with the underlying energy. And then here it comes for you, Scorpio. hidden beauty, remaining optimistic, staying neutral. Spirit is saying that the idea of staying optimistic is about you turning things into healthier ways of being. So to me, and I've got the chills, holy smokes, this is whatever you're learning to turn your regrets or disappointments into something positive for yourself, Scorpio. This is also you realizing that you can't go back and change time, right? Like you're just agreeing. It's like you're having a soul agreement with yourself to just do it differently. And I just happened to look here. I wasn't even paying attention. Past life, a cultural experience, it is behind you in regression. It's like you're allowing these things to come to the surface so that you can acknowledge them. Not feeling one way or the other about it, just knowing. It's like being at peace with whatever it was or whatever it is. And going, okay, I'm ready to move forward now. Now I know. Now I see. Now I am aware of these things that maybe I could have done better at some point. But I wasn't sure how to play that game with myself. Like this has something to do, Scorpio, with yourself. The external world showing you something, and you're smart enough on an emotional level to go in, pick it apart, and understand why you have maybe done things a certain way. Why certain situations have been a part of your life. And it's kind of like, Scorpio, Spirit's also showing me like you took a detour. You know, stubborn Scorpio, right? Call us for what we are. We can be stubborn jackasses as much as the next. You probably took the long way around in something because of your ego, because of your stubborn energy, because Scorpio had to do it on Scorpio's terms. It's okay. It's not the end of the world, because you are learning to find peace and acceptance in whatever it is. And this could be in this lifetime. This could be in past lifetimes. This could be a mix of both, Scorpio. But it's coming to terms with the past and turning that pain or disappointment into power. And Spirit's saying prestige. 22:22 on the clock. I like this for you. And pardon, we are snowed in here. I'm going to say this. We are snowed in. I have gone outside and inside a billion times between walking the dog, trying to shovel my space out here and up from underneath a foot of snow. The dry air, the cold air is wrecking hell on this crazy pressure thing I always have going on. So pardon me for trying to clear my ears so I can hear myself think here today. Sagittarius energy expand. That was, okay, thank you, Spirit. That was the other thing that they brought up in the very beginning too, Scorpios. You could be dealing with a Sag, and I said they'd given me some messages for you as I was pulling getting cards out for you. Expansion is yours here, okay? I said Mercury. They said Mercury. There's Mercury. The message is coming through as well. Scorpio, you could be there's a couple things here. You could be getting some news or information around a Sagittarius themselves, a 9. This is an ending, right? We're also in a year of a 9. Holy shit. I just heard I can't love you like that anymore. Scorps, I don't know what that means for you. I can't love you like that anymore. We're going to be super nosy today. What does that mean for Scorpio? What is that message about for Scorpio? Scorpio, the death card. There you are. Comes out face down, 7 of Wands, boundaries. You are fed the F up with something here, most definitely. Whoever this is, Scorps, this person, this situation could have stifled your growth. They could have always had an arrow aiming at you, trying to kind of take you down, push your last button, tap dance on your last nerve. No matter what you've done, no matter what you said, no matter what you could have, I don't know, done something absolutely insanely incredible, and it wasn't good enough. And it's like, I'm done fucking with your expectations of what you think I'm supposed to do, because the only thing you've done is stifle my growth. You've stifled my ability. Like, I'm not entertaining, investigating, indulging in this bullshit anymore. And this also comes out along with that communication stuff I talked about a little bit ago, about there being some miscommunication or something is being interpreted the wrong way or whatever. There's something about the in too. You think about the words that I've just used. Spirit is saying in. It's like they're trying to get into your life. They're trying to get into your mind. They're trying to get into your head. They're trying to get into your business, Scorpio. And you're just like, don't think so. You're focused on your investments. You're worried about nurturing the positive things, probably your finances at this time, and there's no room for bullshit if you're forward focused on the things that are important to you, right? So the Magician, Scorpio, you just don't have a care in the world. I mean, you do, but you don't. It's like thanks but no thanks. 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. You're just trusting in complete solace. Spirit is saying complete solace. What is this? Jesus. 6 of Swords. Scorpio, it's like you could be considered the one that got away. You might have a couple of people, Scorpio, seeing you as the one that got away. And this doesn't have to be romantic. This could be business. This could be friends. This could be some kind of collaboration, like just the one that got away. Scorpio, 2 of Pentacles. Somebody could have spent a lot of time, you know, obviously juggling situations here, Scorpio. And it's like, you know, in that, The Way You Make Me Feel, I think it was Michael Jackson's video for The Way You Make Me Feel. If you ever seen that video, and she just keeps walking. She's pretty and she's prancy and she's sexy and she keeps moving and she keeps walking and he keeps popping up in front of her. Like, the way you make me feel, right? Keeps showing himself and she just shoves him away and she keeps on going. Multiple people in your life, Scorpio. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic, but it's just like, hey, do you see me, Scorpio? Hey, do you see me, Scorpio? Hey, I'm bored. Do you see me, Scorpio? Don't want to see you. Don't want to deal with you. Don't want to know you. We're good here. Same sort of energy as you're trying to move on from this. They just, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, they just don't want to stop. It's like they refuse. They could be refusing to take no for an answer. Scorpio, it's like everybody around you, I'm seeing this energy as like a circular, there's 4 points here. It's funny that 6 of Swords is like you in the center of something and just sneaking out of it, and everybody else is, but I got this, what about that? Like, they could have it could be one person with 1,000 different questions, kind of pummeling you with all kinds of things, and you're just like, nope, I'm gonna keep on moving. So, you know, you're just not, and Scorpio, I do feel like, you know, again, you're disconnecting from this, but at the same time, like, it's like all those little air bubbles that pop up around cartoons, like this and this thought and this thought and this thought, but it's not the thoughts, Scorpio, it's the people. It's the energies that surround you, this person, that person, this, and all the others. And it's just like you've turned your back to all of it, needing to turn your back to all of it because you're focused on being the Queen of Pentacles. You got other things to work on. This shit is not it. You know, it's just like you trying to throw tacks down in the middle of the roadway to stop them from getting closer to you. You know, what do they call those? Strips, spike strips, I think it is, whenever cops are trying to stop somebody that's trying to get away from them. It's like you're trying to throw down spike strips to stop them to getting any closer to you. Like, we're done. I'm done with it. You could have Sag in your Mercury placement, Scorpio, too. But I think that in part, you think about how Sagittarius operates. from their communication standpoint of what their communication is like. It can be sarcastic, it could be blunt, it can be brutal. And I do think that that's pretty much what you're dealing with here when it comes to that. So, you know, again, be aware. You've got power and purpose. They've got bullshit threat, Spirit said. So let them huff and puff and blow their house in. Let them do their thing. All right, what is this celestial channel for Scorpio in January? I almost said October. I almost said October. Look at that one flipped over. Scorpio, October. There you go. You are October. You are October and November. You are diving into yourself. This is important of the self. You could, I'm going to tell you on a, what's the word here? This is soul level, Scorpio. This investigative, that celestial channel, 6 and 8, 14, which is temperance, that's healing, which equals a 5, which is change. This descendant invitation is a 37, 1 and 0, or 1, yeah, 1 and 0 is a 10 and 0, and 1 being the end and the beginning. You are diving deep within on a soul level for clear understanding of purpose. Turquoise could be a very specific crystal you'd want to work with. There's a lot of greens and blues here. Throat chakra, heart chakra as well. Teals, turquoise, water energy as well. What is this for Scorpio in January? What do they need to know? Ooh, your roots, Scorpio. This is going back to your roots. This could be your past life roots. This could be your roots as you have known them to be currently. Everybody's blowing me up right now. Like, I don't have time for this. I'm talking to my Scorpio folk. What the hell is going on? Roots. What's something you disagree with about the way you were raised and why? Emotional intelligence. To what extent are you able to be vulnerable with your emotions, Scorpio? This is a big, deep personal dive in the month of January that you need to take. You need to dig deep, get down into the core of that water energy, because I feel like you're uncovering emotions that I think you have kind of hid behind or held back those emotions. 32, 32, 5, 5 changed. 5s could be very significant, Scorpio. You are changing like the way you've handled yourself on an emotional level. It's becoming a very different shade of green, Spirit said. Scorpio, you're 5. Where the hell is it taking you to? Abundance, Jupiter energy. Jupiter, excuse me, Jupiter is sitting with Sagittarius energy. You have Sag here twice, Scorpio. Some things aligning. You could be aligning with the Sag. You could be healing partnerships around with the Sag. Doesn't have to be. But this expansion, Scorpio, is getting ready to take off in such fruitful ways because you are recovering, Spirit is saying, from your past by nurturing your... Look, I can't make it up. There's that descendant. You were invited into this. Spiritually invited into this change. 33 on the clock. What comes next is that third house, that communication, that Mercury energy that I talked about earlier, right? I just said about your past. There it is. Your South Node is your past. It's healing this past energy. Nurturing and aligning yourself because you're able to move past the past. You're able to move on past the things that you have had to deal with probably for damn near your entire existence, and you're done with it. Scorpio, January is going to be transformative for you in ways that you may not have seen coming. It is expect the unexpected. It is the setup for this brand new abundance. Money matters could be looking good. Your harvest is going to come in. Be patient. You've got nowhere to go but up. All right. What is this about? 2 of Cups, Scorpio. You are aligning, healing inner parts of yourself, relationships with those around you that matter, where breadcrumbing is no longer an option. You're just not going to invest in this breadcrumbing. It's like you're taking the stirrups or whatnot. Oh my God, what is happening? Everybody, I told you, everybody coming around you, everybody's got something to say. There you go. Prime example. My phone has gone off. I can't tell you how many times. This Jupiter abundance, your Eight of Swords. Is this Scorpio? I don't feel like this is you, Scorps. Who is this? I told you, it's like somebody gets in front of you. Two of Wands. I feel like he's getting it for, there's the world, right? The world's at your disposal. And it's like, wait a second, Scorpio, hold on. Are you sure you want to go? Are you sure you want to do this? The Devil, the Queen of, look at that. The Devil, the Queen of Pentacles. I said you're moving into that Queen of Pentacles. Other people, Scorpio, I don't think that there are people in your life that genuinely know what is at the realm for, like, what is right there for you. But some egoic, whatever this is within them, it's like in movies where the predator or the alien is, or whatever. I want to say alien and predator, and I've never even watched that movie, so I have no idea. But it's like that mechanical whatever just goes, boom, there's my target, Scorpio. I must destroy Scorpio, right? All of a sudden their focus is getting shifted to you. I'm going to go a little crazy here and say the devil within them, Scorpio, is going, hey, wait a minute, next target, Scorpio, because they're getting ready to do something big. I must destroy Scorpio. You're not going to let that happen. You're not. You have fought the good fight, Scorpio. You have taken down bigger, badder enemies than these people in the past. You're not going to let something stupid take you down. I just feel like you thought that the fights were over, so you kind of got comfortable in that, so it's kind of triggering a past response. Be careful with that. They want you to misstep. They want you to mess up. I don't think you're going to, but you need to be very cognizant of your own actions. It's important. So what is the best advice here, Spirit, for Scorpio in dealing with this situation in January? It's kind of like they're pickpoking at you, Scorpio. There's somebody's trying to hold a power, it's like a power play, a power struggle with the Seven of Cups and the Emperor. What is King of Wands? There's that Sag energy again, Scorps. The Emperor again. This is like a standoff between the Emperor and the King of Wands. Ace of Swords. Who's going to declare victory? I've seen this Page of Swords now twice. It's intellect. Scorpio, you are smarter than this. You bowing out of something, out of an argument or a fight, doesn't make you the loser or the quitter or the one that conceded to something. This is you sticking to the facts of a situation and knowing the truth. You have went from like the Knight of Wands. Like we're going to go with Wands here in action. Wands, the Knight of Wands to the Page of Wands, or the Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands, kind of backwards, to the Queen of Wands. And now you're sitting at this King of Wands. And the next step is to incorporate all four elements to become the Emperor in the King's suits, right? This alleged Emperor feels it. They know it. You're getting ready. They've had some sort of interaction outside of you that tells them you're getting ready to move up the ladder big time. And if you do this, this is the end of them. Call it good versus evil, predator versus alien. But Scorpio, this next level, you're unstoppable. And they know it. This is the final showdown between you and a particular situation because of this investment into the self. Where you've not taken your situations and let them put you in victim mode. You may have had a few sorrowful moments, regretful moments, shameful moments, moments of I could have done better moments. But you didn't let that defeat you, right? You pulled your pants up and figured it out. Put your bootstraps on, whatever. You are learning to forgive yourself for not knowing better. You're even learning to like bypass the people in forgiveness of just going, now it all makes sense. I've dug into my past lives. I've dug into all these different things. I've dug into my wounds. I've dug into my trauma. And sure, 10 months, maybe there's going to be a hell of a lot more I need to work through. But what I've meant to know from this experience and this cycle and this person and this situation, they can't teach me anything else. Now it's this next person or next situation or this next cycle. But it really doesn't have anything to do with them. It's about me. During that cycle in the past, Scorpio, they held control. This download, this zone in on Scorpio, you make this next move, they're wiped out. They are wiped the fuck out. And they know it. This is somebody working out of desperation. Two of Swords and the Devil. They don't know what there is left to do. Because all options, all the confusion they've thrown, it hasn't worked. Maybe there's been a glimmer of hope you've given them here and there. But ultimately, you've made a choice to move past that. This Scorpio, this here, this is like January, February, the news, the papers, whatever that means, could come, but this is the final showdown. You've got bigger fish to fry. Whew. Scorpio, what a read. Wishing you guys the very best. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Personal reads are open, available. Description box below, about section of the page. Wishing you all the very best. Happy New Year to you. Scorpio, I went to pick these cards up real quick. And I didn't realize there was a second card behind that. What's something you disagree with about the way you were raised and why? Desires. What do you want to make a stand for and why? This person taught you, by your own right though, how to stand up for yourself. And in that, what did you have to stand up for? Big message. I love you all. See you soon, Scorpio. Take care.